Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It is Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Thursday, November 9th, 2023. This is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including the Bitcoin price chart, the altcoin market, the XRP price chart. We'll take a look at a couple others today, like Solana and Chainlink. And then we'll take a look over there at the stock market as it gets set to open here in the next 4 minutes. We'll see how stocks are doing. We'll take a look over there at gold. We'll take a look over there at the dollar. And we'll take a look over there at... What am I missing? I feel like there's something I'm missing. But of course, we'll look over there at any type of financial news, financial media that is going on out there, and any type of crypto news that seems relevant. I haven't had a chance to run through the news myself yet today. Obviously, just a busy morning over here in the cryptocurrency market as Bitcoin is at $37,500 as we kick off the day to get going. So I know the stock market is set to open up higher. I believe Coinbase is going to be opening up. I had gotten an alert. It said it was up 5% in pre-market. So we'll see Coinbase stock probably ripping today. I think we'll see the stock market doing pretty well. But of course, everything over here in crypto. Let's go, right? So Bitcoin clearly continuing along, now marching its way up. The big question, of course, is are we getting our move up to here? Still unknown yet, but we've definitely seen the altcoin market tag along for this move here with Bitcoin this morning. Big leader today, obviously Solana up there. I believe Chainlink was up there too. Where you at, Chainlink? There you are. You got some big movers up in here, especially Solana currently right now. The total market cap of crypto has now taken out the preliminary support range over here, getting through it here this morning, now at 1.368 trillion for the total market cap of crypto. So let's go. Continuing that move. Let's get it. Looking at dominances, stuff in here, right? This is stuff we've been looking at right in here. This thing is still holding right in here as anticipated. Still waiting for the next wave down to end up seeing more action over there in altcoins. But at least the altcoins are tagging along today. The Bitcoiners love to make the narrative that altcoins are selling off into Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin-only rally. It's not the case. We do see green everywhere over here in the market today. So that rocks, except for one place. XRP is struggling. So we're going to do the over-under. Do you think it'll be 50 or 1,000 times today? We'll hear, why isn't XRP moving with Bitcoin? We go through this many times. We'll hit that. We'll discuss on that topic here in a little while. As anticipated, right? There would be some type of divergence that emerges in the market. If your anticipation is that XRP will move with Bitcoin every day, which I saw just any post I made over there on Twitter today, I saw it today. What about XRP? What about XRP? You could tell these are people who are brand new to the market. They've never been in any of this before. Maybe they've been sold a bag of lies from the favorite content creators on how it's going to behave, the phoenix rising for the ashes and all that kind of crazy stuff. But this is very, very normal behavior. You see the breakout in Bitcoin. You see the price action happen. You see it take off. The rest of the market tends to follow right behind. So that's what we're kind of waiting on here. And this, if you don't view this as like, oh, sweet, that's awesome to see that happening, that tends to lead to this thing going in the right direction. If you don't get that, if you still are like watching Ripple swell, thinking Ripple swell is going to pump your price, sorry to tell you that this is the thing that matters. This right here. So we've got this move happening right here. Typically, once this calms down, then we start to see the rest of the market really start to gain some serious traction. So definitely great to see some serious pumps in the market. But if you're wondering about this guy, again, it's going to go lightning speed. If it does break out, right, these things go very fast, and then it's over before you know it, right? These things last days, not weeks and months, right? So be quick when it happens. As for the stock market, let's take a look that we are now open. Dow Jones opens up 43 points. S&P opens 10 points. And the NASDAQ opens 31 points. Looking over here, leader of the morning right out the gates. Coinbase, NVIDIA, and Caterpillar. Losers of the morning, Roblox, Tesla, and Microsoft. still enough time for this to really shift around and do something here as things get going, as we actually just happened to catch it the second it did open. So we'll talk more about stock market here in the coming week, probably next week. In here, I could use you guys' help on something. We talked about one thing in particular happening in here, and it had to take place somewhere between September 25th to October 23rd. I would say there's a higher likelihood of it landing here between October 3rd and October 6th. We talked about the Dow Jones going back into like a 618 retracement and paying attention to the cryptocurrency market. If we started to see the cryptocurrency market break out and go into its big retracement in there, that would be a warning sign. Obviously, there was one more flow. It turned into a full 5-way flow, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So technically, a little mistake there. Should have been from here. But as you can see, we are now getting there. We're getting there. And what are we seeing? We are seeing the crypto market completely rampage in here, right? And studying this price behavior before, we have seen these things turn over and just completely crumble on themselves afterwards. But there could be an ABC in here to do that. That is a common structure for that to happen. If you have a 5-way flow, what are you looking for afterwards? You would be looking for an ABC. So it would actually be common to see us pull back and then go on and hit and then turn over in here. But if anybody could find that and tag me in it, it would just take me a lot of hours to try to find that, because I think it was just mentioned at some point in Markets in the Morning is where we discussed that, going back into a 618 retracement, and if the crypto market rallied into that 618 retracement in there, to be a little bit on edge about that actually ending up happening. So I'd like to go back and see that discussion that happened in there and then reference that, because here we are going back to that 618 retracement. What do you have happening with Bitcoin? Rampage mode, right? 37,500. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about, because we're going to be getting back into retracement levels. I think I'm going to save a lot of that more for kind of videos and going through all of it in Markets in the Morning. But these are really like the first levels. Like we created like lots of different retracement levels to get back into in here, and different ideas on how they could get to. Like, for example, the ones we talked about with like Ethereum, right? Remember Ethereum from we talked about versus 2018 and where it retraced to, and then it turned over, and then it went into absolute goblin doom town, right? That was right here, right? That's like that $38,000 price level. That's where it rejected and then turned over and went into goblin town. So we're kind of reaching that first one and seeing, all right, are we going to get through here? Can we continue on after that? Then, of course, we get into the big ones, right? My best guess on like the one I think it's going to be is it's going to be this guy right here. This little blip right in here. This is where it all comes to an end. And I'm not predicting we'll continue the green line at that velocity in there. Maybe we do. Maybe it only takes a week or two to get there. But this is probably my area of interest. If we look at this on the market cap, that's also going to end up being the 702 Fibonacci retracement. So really that, $47,000 to $52,000 price level seems to be the biggest area of interest for me. That blip, that guy right there, just above right the peak right there of March of 2022 for a retracement. But when you look at the chart like this and you see this. It's visually very easy to see the reversal has happened, and not only has it happened, we've been in it for a very long time, and so now people say, oh crud, this thing did reverse, and it reversed a long time ago, and this is what we've been in. And I tried to make a tribute to, if you remember in here when this breakdown happens, I made a video and said the bear strikes Bitcoin, right? And then outlay bear market scenarios that, my belief, we were entered into a bear market. The general public didn't want to believe it. I don't know if you guys remember, I made a tribute video here and called the bull market. The bull strikes the Bitcoin price chart to mark that reversal. And it becomes very clear to see it now. But of course, we had to climb the wall of worry, right? We had to climb the 12K doom callers and everything. But now as we get back up in here, right, this is where euphoria is going to return back to the market. This is where people are going to become overly confident, overly optimistic. This is where, we talked about it from an emotional standpoint. That weight standing on your chest, right, gets removed, right? We've gone through the emotional logs of talking about that we have gotten through worry and fear and concern. Now we're all like, holy cow, this is really happening. This is great. This is wonderful. But then, you know, the thing is, when we all get that way, we are also doing that back into the retracement levels. And like the people who are going to be rewarded in this time period are those people who did not play into the, we're going to 12K, did not play into the fear mongering, and the ones who capitalized on extreme fear. And that is how this market always works. And I think a lot of people are kind of learning that lesson right now. And this is just part of the growing pains of having to have that emotional management. And, you know, when everybody's super YOLO excited, we're going to 100K, did it? No. You know, everybody's super scared and fearful, we're going to 12K, did it? No. And then now we're getting back up, and now we're getting back into these areas. So it's vindicating. You know, this was a year and a half of crud. It's vindicating to just get here because we're technically getting back into like the first retracement level discussed of being like that can be a concern level, $38,000. And it feels good to have that right. I just know that a lot of people probably did get washing machined along the way, and hopefully you guys stuck around and thought that what I said had a little bit of validity to it. So there we go. We're getting back up there now. You know, I've been, you know it, I've been real critical of the 12Kers. I've been real critical of the falls. But, you know, that tone is going to change a little bit now because now we are getting back up into all the retracement levels. So then now there's going to start being that, all right, now we're here. There's like lots of different areas where things could get sketched out right in here. And I don't know where that particular level is going to be. I speculate we could get as high as up in here, right? But if we go through them, so I think I'll probably put together a video and discuss all those things. And like, you know, here's the areas of this scenario, the ones that we've talked about, like where Bitcoin rolls over and goes to 3K, right? Even that, right? So like, and that's what I think people had just a different sense of what was going on in the market, is that even in that extreme bearish scenario of Bitcoin going to $3,000, it indicated you would actually get at least a bounce back to 38K before that would happen. And so we've stayed with that all year. It's like, hey, you know, there's going to be a bounce. These people looking for 12K, they just don't see the market properly. And so now we get back here, and now we have all these different scenarios, right? So now we have back into, you know, 38K or back up near 48K to 52. So we'll put together videos on all that, and I know we all want to celebrate. I know we all want to be happy, and we want to be euphoric. And you're like, BCB, why are you not being like that? I am. Part of me is, right? But when the prices get real high like this, it's like, all right, cool. Now, like, we went through our year and a half of crap. You know, I've got stalkers. I've got reply guys who like don't leave me alone and make lots of different accounts. I picked up a whirlwind of haters during all this time, and it was exhausting. Really exhausting. And as we get up in here, it gets to the point like, all right, who wants to get paid? Right? Who wants to get themselves paid? Because we're getting into areas where that can happen now. The people selling at the lows looking to buy lower, that's not getting paid. This is now getting into areas of getting paid. And I'm not going to tell you to do that. I'm never going to tell you when to buy. I'm never going to tell you when to sell. But we've finally gotten all the way back up here, and that's just exciting. And now it's time to start really kind of monitoring those things of YOLO excitement coming in. Bitcoin, again, I'm sticking with my guns on it, right? I don't think we're seeing a new all-time high on Bitcoin. But I spent a long time saying we're going back into retracements, right? And so we're getting that, and it feels good to see that. The big thing we're all waiting on, really, my thoughts are I'm still waiting on. It's going to be that altcoin market going, and that total market cap starting to get that bigger rampage. And hopefully we can get as high as $2.2 trillion before some really big stop ends up happening in here. But it is nice to see this market rampaging. And again, this can all happen quick, right? Like in crypto, and when things get exciting and things get euphoric, it can sometimes just last a couple of weeks and it's all over. You know, a comment that I made throughout all of 2023 is I said, you know, I think 2023 is going to be exciting. But I think we got to get through a cruel summer. And then when that exciting period happens, it won't be long. It'll just be a period. People are always asking, do you still think it's going to be an exciting 2023? And again, it's always like that idea that it does get compressed really quickly. And if your thoughts are that, hey, this will last for 6 months, this will last for 12 months, you just buy, forget, check back on it in 6 months or in a year. It just doesn't work like that in crypto. Most of all price action happens really, really fast. And, this could all happen in a matter of a couple of weeks or less. And, before you know it, you're looking at your portfolio, stressing your brain out, saying, what do I do? This is insane. And having to make very quick decisions and being prepared for that type of stuff. So it's 2023, and I would say it's exciting right now, wouldn't you? So there we go. All right, let's get in. Let's get in here. So we're getting a move here, right? So now we just wait on the altcoin market to get a big blast to head up in there. Oh, I'll touch on this. I posted over there on Twitter that I sold 50% of my Chainlink and I've sold 50% of my Solana. So these were really great examples in here of showing you guys what it's like during the fear and the panic and the worry, and me digging my heels into something like that. I was very public about accumulating Solana in here, and this is, of course, right after the FTX collapse. This is where Solana is being made a mockery over there on Twitter and everywhere. And now, of course, we do see like Solana FOMO happening everywhere. The ideas of this, and when we watch this, how many times I've shown it on there, just like this is a perfect, crash back down below the consolidation level. And an example of that would have been like your 2018 Ethereum, and that, it had the same thing happening in here, right? You have your consolidation level that goes on to a 4.236 extension. Then, right, see these like perfect. And then, what does it do? It crashes all the way back down to these levels, right? The idea and the play of this whole thing was just this, right? So I still own 50% of my Solana, but the goal on this was really just this play. This was the whole idea for it. It was the only reason I was doing it. The percentages made sense that we'd get hundreds of percentage points out of this. Hopefully it keeps going. Like I said, I still have 50%. Let it rock, let it roll. But the original play and the original idea on this that was established there during the FTX collapse, I showed you guys all of this. And now it's time to show you we got there. And what am I doing? I'm executing the exact plan that I had, right? So I cheer for Solana to rock. I cheer for it to moon and go absolutely crazy, and everybody makes a boatload of money. But this one particular asset did have a very specific plan and a play from it after crashing 97%. It's now up, I believe, over 500% off the lows currently right now. We'll measure it really, really fast. 503. So it's up 500% off the lows. This was the plan. And so I went ahead and took 50% and put it in cash. Chainlink. So Chainlink, I also have sold 50% of my Chainlink as well. You could see where we are currently right now. No, I like Chainlink, man. Like the developer data on Chainlink is great. You look at the social media engagement that takes place over there on Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter. We're going to stop this whole X thing. Over there on Twitter, you look at the social media engagement that happens over there is huge. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of content that's created around Chainlink. I am actually optimistic for Chainlink's future and hope this thing just completely cranks and shoots way up. It's definitely in my top 6 or 7 holdings that I have, maybe top 5, even at 50% being sold. But the area that it's at currently right now, this has been the area where we've really seen everything get stalled out at. As it gets back into these April prices, the Luna collapse, all that stuff, everything just keeps getting rejected as it gets back to this level. Chainlink, super mega long consolidation in here. It's back into that level. I'm just following that plan of how that particular asset has behaved. And really because this one has gotten carried away ahead of the rest of the market. If it pulls back, I may add it back in again. Either way, I need to lock in a victory on this. And these were 2 assets, Solana and Chainlink, that I was very public about here on the YouTube channel that I had bought. And I'm going to go ahead and lock in a little bit of a victory on both of those assets at this point, which is plus 350% on Solana, plus 150% over there on Chainlink. Still letting 50% of those ride, and I do cheer for them to keep on mooning. And ever since I've sold them this morning, they both have continued to rise. Solana, not so much, but Chainlink has definitely gotten about another 50 cents higher from where I sold it. So I cheer for Chainlink. I have much more long-term optimism for Chainlink than I do Solana. Solana's got, of course, the FTX bags that are trying to get dumped. You see people like Raul Paul and Arthur publicly trying to get retail to buy the top. You have, we did a live stream the other day, and just all the Solana bots that came in here trying to convince everybody to buy Solana. I just smell funny stuff with it. And at the exact same time, it has run its course of exactly what I had been looking for. And what do you know, as we get there, that's where everybody's FOMOing over Solana. That's where we get the Solana bots, all that stuff. So either way, I cheer for this thing to rock, roll, go. Let's kick booty. But this was the original plan. I'm executing on my original plan. It's a victory. Cha-ching. I'm taking it. Bitcoin, of course, we talked about this. Bitcoin, $37,700 to get the day going. And let's see, XRP, have you improved at all this morning? Now, XRP is, where are you? You're in the green. You're at 69.235. So 69.235. Again, if you don't have a fundamental understanding of how the altcoin market and Bitcoin work, we've gone through this literally on the channel a bunch of times. This is like the most optimistic thing to see happening in here. Give it just a minute to breathe. Let's add XRP here. Where are you? Okay. Notice the breakout. Where does price really break out for XRP? It takes a little while, right? But then it shoots up 200%, right? Normal behavior. We've gone through this. We've gone through these divergences. Hey, we're getting a breakout. This is the most optimistic thing for XRP. It is not swell. It is not court filings. It is not anything. If you don't look at this and say, holy guacamole, that's good for XRP, historically, you just don't watch this channel. You just don't pay attention. And so I'm trying to nip it in the butt before any super chats come in here or anything like that saying, what about XRP? Because, boy, there are a lot of them on Twitter. And you could just tell these are new guys to the market. They don't get it. XRP does not move in a grinding, make you feel good way. Ever. It never just grinds with the market and makes you feel safe and sound and like you're getting a warm hug from the market. Ever. It is either torture or absolutely melt your face off euphoria. Always. It always is. And so we're kind of at that phase right now of, okay, we're getting positive market conditions here. Very positive market conditions. Where is XRP on the grand scale? The accumulation, it's been in there. The same time, where are you right there? You want to see this. Sorry if you buy another narrative. This is the thing you want. You want Bitcoin going. This is a positive sign for XRP. Tether printing like crazy. Positive sign for the market. That's what we want. Hopefully we're on the verge of something big actually happening. So I'll take this, and I have literally no concern for XRP right now, unless something bad happened to Bitcoin. Then I'd start getting really nervous. But this is definitely what we want for all XRP holders. You want green all throughout the board. You want to see the total market cap of crypto breaking out. You want to see Bitcoin breaking out. All really good stuff, because guess what? XRP is not a security. And why is it? Because Ripple can't impact the price. Why? Because it's tied to the market. If you spent 3 years saying XRP is not a security, Ripple can't impact it. Exactly. So either you were just lying and you believed something different, which you did believe security status, or, that's the reality of it. It's totally impacted by the market. And if you're not YOLO pumped to see the market doing it, and you're crying today, I have no sympathy for you. It's just it. Seriously. So watch the channel more often. $37,780 for Bitcoin. Let's go. We'll take it. Cardano at 38 cents, up 7%. Matic up 7%. Chainlink up 6.5%. Just killer day. Killer day. What else do we talk about? Like stock market. Hey, cool. Good for you. Oh, stock market pulling back day. There you go. Stocks have flipped red. Coinbase up 9%. Nvidia up 2%. Apple slightly down. Microsoft slightly down. Right. Okay. I almost said, hey, do you want to play the frog today? We can't. Right? It's just like a rule. Like you just can't do it. Okay. Otherwise, Bitcoin total breakout, right? Breakout for total, right? Is taking out preliminary support, right? Working on your sign of strength. I mean, unless there's some surprise coming in here, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Preliminary support taken out, which is also happening at the same time as Bitcoin. Sorry, we can't do that. It's not Wednesday. Okay. All right. Sorry, yeah, Solana killing it. There you go. You got a good market. You got a bigger move over here in total. XRP still waiting on its opportunity. Now back at 64.5 or 69.5. Let's see, how's gold doing? Gold popping back up as DXY. DXY, again, getting that kind of look over there like we were talking about earlier this week. Right in here. There you go. So we'll see if we can get a nice little plunge over here in the US dollar currency index to get things going. If you guys haven't liked this video yet, all you have to do is X out the chat and then go hit that thumbs up button and then hit live chat again. It takes about 3 seconds, and #1 way to support the channel. Thank you so much. There you go. So there you go. Chain link into that area. We have seen assets struggle in those areas so far. No big names. I don't believe there's any big names in like the top 20 or anything like that have successfully gotten through here yet. So that's why I do have concerns in here for Chainlink currently right now. And then Solana, for those who are curious about the whole Solana stuff, this was the play for 2023. There you go. The whole play did play out. Of course, I will cheer for it to keep going higher. I'm all about it. Rock and roll. But this was the plan executed. Bitcoin almost at 38K. So 37,936. So we're getting to that first area of potential resistances in here. I guess we'll have to put together a video today. So when I get off here, we'll try getting started on a video to start talking about retracement levels up here for Bitcoin. Still waiting for the altcoin market to have its show-stopping day, which I think it will. All right, news. Do we really cover it? S&P futures rise after index posts its longest winning streak in 2 years. Bloomberg, high inflation, blah, 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 blah. Bitcoin crosses 37K. US SEC is in open talks with Grayscale on a spot Bitcoin ETF. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, there you go. Bitcoin's at almost $38,000. That's the only news that matters today. So, man, what a morning. Now we just start kind of looking for resistance levels up in here and really just start waiting now we're kind of waiting to see, are we going to get like crazy, right? That's the thing. Are we going to get crazy up in here? And that's what we have to wait. That's what those divergence discussions were, this area right in here. Will we see altcoins just absolutely explode in here? And I'd say the optimistic thing, of course, is you still just have that total just getting started on that sign of strength breakout happening in there. And there we get to go. Right. So hopefully a lot of rotation. Let's pull the total too. I don't have this on here, huh? Let's All right. So just a little step behind. Working on this right now. I mean, if you're a trend line guy, which I am not, There you go. That was the breakout, right? How interesting. That was your big old trend line breakout happening alongside Bitcoin's big breakout over here, right? And so we have total 2 over here on the daily time frame, right? So this is the daily chart. This one up here, this is on the 8 hours. If you flip it to the daily, there's your breakout on the daily. Oh, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And now just waiting for the crazy stuff, right? And again, if it does get crazy, right? Like things can move fast and then they can be over very quickly. And I always try to keep that level head, right? That even though it's exciting, you can't turning into that like degenerate gambler. And you have to understand this does happen. You can go do research on it. Like there is a psychological effect that happens to people when prices rise. I mean, there's dopamine that is released into your brain. Feel-good drugs are being released into your brain because you are feeling victorious and you're feeling like a champion. And you just kind of lose track of everything. And these are those times where it's exciting, it's great, it's going up. As a content creator, what does everybody want? They want to party, right? They want to have come onto a live stream and us be like, yep, let's go. But I don't know about you. I'll take this very serious. I want to put a lot of money in my pocket. Sure, a lot of other people do. And, there's still part of it that has to not be a participant in the culture of crypto. And that culture is everybody hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Right? Are we there yet, guys? Are we in the Kumbaya thing? We talked about that, right? Like everybody, we're going to 12K, and then we'll all be holding hands singing Kumbaya. Are we there yet? Maybe. We might be there. Especially after, like I've talked about in the emotional log, that was the line in the sand of where it felt like your chest wasn't getting stomped on anymore. And I really hope people did keep their own emotional log through all of this. They got to watch how they felt through all of these things. I know some people who did, and I'm real interested, like what your entries are like right now, because they should be different. It should not be the fear, the worry, the depression, which this should have all been. This should have all been panic, disappointment, anger, frustration. I hate this market. It's so corrupt. It's so bad. It's so terrible. There we go again. It's horrible. Like FTX, you can't trust anything. Wait, what? It bopped up. Whatever, right? Everybody's saying just going to 12K. I believe it. Oh, wait, are we going to $1 million in 90 days? Oh, no, we're not. Hey, maybe we are. No, we're going to 12K. I hate this. 2 months if I hate this. Bam! Now what? Right? Now there's wait a minute. I'm feeling life again. I don't feel that horrid anymore. I feel optimistic. But then we wait for euphoria. Euphoria is the big danger, right? And that's what it'll be, right? You will be, if you decide to sell or you decide to do anything like that, you will be told you're a clown. You will feel like one. And to let you know what it's like to sell in moments like these, and to sell assets that you believe in, that are going higher. You think they're going to keep going higher, but you sell them anyway. The feelings are identical to what they are when you're buying at the bottom. You buy at the bottom and it feels like you're dumb because it's going to go lower. And so if you buy, what are you going to do? You're going to lose money if it goes lower, correct? And that same psychology works to the upside, where if you sell and it goes higher, what happened? You lost money, technically speaking, right? Because like if you sold here and you got $100, but instead the price goes up higher, right? If the price goes up higher, it could have been $127. So what happened? By selling here, you lost $27, right? And so that's the mindset. And so it feels exactly the same as somebody who buys down here thinking it's going to go lower. I don't want to buy because it's going to go lower. And if it does, I'll lose money. The same psychology happens when prices are moving up, that they don't want to sell because it's going to keep going up and they're going to lose money. So everybody puts the incredible amount of stress on themselves to think they are going to be the one to sell the top and they are going to be the one to sell the bottom. And the statistical probability of you doing that is so unlikely. Unlikely as can possibly be. So, you know, do whatever you want to do, but I just wouldn't put that pressure on yourself. Right? I don't put that pressure on myself. And I live and breathe in these things. I spend all day in these charts, and you know, putting the absolute pressure on myself that I have to buy the literal bottom, which I did, or sell the literal top, which technically I didn't. Right? I got out here. Right? It went a little higher. Right? But I don't put the pressure on myself to think that I am gonna nail it completely perfect, and I don't put the pressure on myself about this math. I just don't do it. You know. Get in, got out, you make a little bit of money, and that's great. And here we go, $38,000 for Bitcoin. And we're just kind of having these talks today because I'm trying to be like responsible BCB. Rather than, you know, just being like, we're going to the moon. We could talk about, you know, hey, man, people can get paid. We don't have to constantly be like, but we can, but you know, like there's a little bit of like, you know, recognizing the people who did make it all the way through this time. You can get paid. I paid myself a little bit today, right? I paid myself for Solana, and I paid myself for Chainlink. I have a lot more optimism long term on Chainlink. But, you know, this was the play for Solana, and I got it. Chainlink just happens to be in those price levels where everything has really struggled at so far. So I'm taking that into consideration on there. I still have 50% of my Chainlink. I hope this thing moons and goes absolutely euphoric and crazy. The dev data on it is great. The activity is great. The developer growth is great. Everything about Chainlink is good as far as I can see. But I just know everything has struggled here so far. So I'm going to get paid a little bit for going through this. And a lot of you guys watch this. You guys remember when it got down into the upper fours when we were in spring? Man, that was a close one. I had to stop just a little bit lower, being like, all right, man, maybe this one's wrong. And it did not go. The spring held. So we're locking in. But all right, there you go. Bitcoin hit that 38K. Unable to get through it yet. It struggled at 37 for a long time this morning, so we'll see how things go. And I'm going to put out a video today. We'll talk about 38K today. All right. Otherwise, XRP, how you doing? 70 cents, right? Look at this. Why isn't XRP mooning? It's one of those things. I talked about it in yesterday's video too, how psychology is so amazing from my perspective and the view that I have, where you get to see the law of large numbers and you get to see psychological behavior of the entire crowd all at once and repetitive behaviors. And like we've talked about this in Markets in the Morning. We've talked about this in videos. You know, obviously when XRP's price spiked right here and the market was exciting on Monday, we had over 4,000 people here in Markets in the Morning. We have 3,333 right now. Hey, what do you know? That's a good number. But the typical numbers are about 1,500 to 2,000 is about the normal amount that we end up having in here. And that was interesting to see crowd behavior all acting like that at the same time. But one of the crowd behaviors right now is one of the capitulation styles that we talk about. We talk about there's price capitulation, right? Price is crashing, and extreme capitulation, and that causes people to capitulate because they think price is going to go lower. So they'll sell low to buy lower. And then there's time-based capitulation, which is really kind of one of these things that we just had right now. Was this price dramatic for Bitcoin? Not really. I mean, it went from 29,000 to 26,000. That's 3,000. That's 10%, right? I mean, that's not huge for Bitcoin's numbers. Bitcoin could do way more than that. In 2017, I went through multiple 40% corrections with Bitcoin. But then we went through time-based capitulation, right? You give it enough time, you get enough fear, enough worry, and people like bail. But then, so you have price-based capitulation, time-based capitulation, and then jealousy-based capitulation. The one where you're looking around everywhere and you really start convincing yourself, the one I have isn't going to do anything. I've done all this research on it. I'm convinced it's it. But you know what? Price just isn't moving. And this other one that's like way up, like Solana, like everybody's telling me to buy Solana. Raul Paul, right? He's telling me. it's going to be the best thing ever. Maybe I'm wrong about what I have. The thing's been rampaging. Maybe I should go buy it, right? That's what psychologically happens, and that's the jealousy-based capitulation. And a lot of people probably haven't experienced that yet, and those days come. So if you're whining, this is normal. This is normal. As long as Bitcoin holds itself, right? As long as this isn't some trickery that goes like that, this is exactly what we want to see for XRP. This is the best thing for XRP. Better than the cases, better than Ripple Swell, better than anything. This is what we want. So absolutely fantastic. But all right, there we go. I have rambled for 40 minutes. That's probably enough of that. Looking over at the stock market, the winners so far today: Coinbase, Nvidia, and Caterpillar. Losers: Roblox, Tesla, and Ford. Google and Microsoft. Long duration yield slightly up today after being down quite a bit. NASDAQ is the only one slightly in the green. S&P is just slightly in the red. We're talking 0.02% to the upside, 0.08%. There you go. Silver's up a little bit. Gold's up a little bit. There you go. Messaging while chatting, or while live streaming in front of 3 people. Sorry, I had to take that message. Okay, so there you go. DXY slightly down. Here you go. DXY, hopefully we're getting a breakdown in here. Otherwise, green over here for Bitcoin, near $38,000. Let's go ahead and hop into the chat, you guys, and then I'm going to get working on a video, start talking about stuff with Bitcoin and crypto. We'll head up to the top here. Oscar Hernandez, the first one out the gates with the little pony super sticker, man. Appreciate it, brother. Andy Philpott gifted 5 BCB memberships right out the gates before the stream even started. Thank you, Andy. 702 crew member, man. Oscar Hernandez says, smash the like button. We do have over 3,000 people in here with 1,300 people with a $38,000 Bitcoin. 1,300 seems a little low. Thank you very much, Oscar. Henry McLaurin, does Ethereum becoming deflationary affect your thoughts on XRP reaching Ethereum market cap? No. It would still be the same thing. And it's not massively deflationary, right? How much has it lost? Like 0.8% over the last year. It's just not much. You know, whether it's inflationary by 1 or 2% or deflationary by 1 or 2%, it's not a huge deal. But thank you, Henry. Mac, that was generous. Thank you. Mac Isaac 9. Thank you for what you do, man. Thank you, brother. Tay Brown, are you still exiting your portfolio in Bitcoin retracement? Yeah. So. To also give disclosure on how big the Solana and the Chainlink stuff was, I think the total amount, about 4% of my portfolio ended up happening there. That was a shift to cash on those two. But yeah, nothing is changing on the retracement. I didn't get wrong-footed at the bottom, right? There's a lot of people who, unfortunately, will have missed all of this, and they're now coming in, right? So to give you an understanding of what it's going to be like and what my reputation is now going to be like on the internet, because I think you all should know. I've been through all of this stuff many, many times before. You don't really get credit for being right, right? When you get the top, right, I was chastised for a very long time. And, you don't really gain anything from that for a long time. We got the bottom too. We're confident about the bottom the whole way up. But the accounts that really get the big growth and the big subscriber growth are the ones that are catering to the emotional needs of the market at the time. If you are mega bull posting here at the top, that's what the market wants to hear because they're buying, they're long, boom, you're going to get subscriber growth. If you're bear posting all throughout here, and really all throughout here too, because the market just is scared. If you bear post throughout here, you're going to have big subscriber growth because what has happened? It's normal. Retail investors sold the bottom. They want to believe that they will be able to buy cheaper than what they sold for. So you'll get a lot of subscriber growth and everything like that happening in here. Now prices they've gotten carried away. But what would we do? We bull through all out of it, right? Bull, 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 bear, bull. Now there's this big psychological issue that has happened right in here. Even up until recently, we've had people believing that we're still going to go way lower, right? Now they're forced into the market. They're forced to enter, right? The problem with the fact that they're getting forced in to enter right in here is that this is really the only room left right in here, without like major concerns along the way. Lots of different areas that can be very doomy in here. And so they're not going to want to hear that. So they're going to want content for Bitcoin that is going to be that we're going to go to the moon. I've been real vocal for a year and a half. Retracements, right? So that was correct. That was the correct assessment to make, retracements, okay? Now we're going to get back into them. And they're desperately going to need to hear that there isn't only 6% left. They're desperately going to need to hear that there isn't only 26% left, because they have missed 144, 145% off the lows. They are not going to want to hear that even the best case scenario, there's only 38% left in Bitcoin. So when retail capitulates, when the crowd capitulates, all the fear mongering, geez, I bought a new mouse. We're gonna install it today. By install, I mean plug it in the USB. When retail piles back in, they're going to want moon content. So, and then there's going to be a lot of people who are just like, so just kind of like the question, are you still going to do what you say? Yeah, of course I'm going to do exactly what I've said I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to be taking profits out of the market in this area, in these areas, because this is all risky stuff in here through retracements. If Bitcoin can break out into a new all-time high, I will probably become like even more of an altcoin degen than I already am. Probably even more. But in these areas, like it's just, I've shown so many examples throughout the history of time. I don't know how anyone can reasonably take risk to like, I wouldn't buy here, I wouldn't buy here, I wouldn't buy here, I wouldn't buy here, but I'm going to buy now and I'm going to bet that it is going to get through all the retracements now. Like the major percentages of Bitcoin are gone when it comes to a lower risk, right? Now risk increases because we now get closer to danger zones and the percentages have gone way down. So there's just not like it. If it plowed through here or something, great. And like, even if I X'd out all of my Bitcoin right here, like if I got rid of it all right there, what is that? 43K. Right? I would not have missed what most people have missed. I would have gotten a 186% return and then be willing to not take a part in that 30%, right? To not really play around in here. To be like, this is my danger zone and I'm willing to not win in here. I'm willing to take the L. And just let the market tell me what's going to happen there, right? I believe that will be the strategy that most professionals will take. That they will take profit and they will let the market tell them what's going to happen from here. But what will happen, I'm going to tell you now, and the big warning sign is retail investor euphoria. And we haven't seen euphoria yet. I don't think so. Geez. We're installing that mouse. We're installing that mouse. You notice that when that happens, where you're like, hey, why did you pull up all those things for no reason? It is this mouse. It's the last day. When we finish this live stream, I'm gonna go through the massive installation process of putting in the new mouse. But yeah, so the thing too, right? So we've talked about this too. Like we look at altcoin market, right? Altcoin market, that same region, right? That's way up in here. If it can get that big of a move happening in here, get all the way up there. Total is the same story. I think total is at about 2.2 trillion as like the highest place it could go to where, so like for me, and it's not all or nothing, right? Like it'll be gradual pullouts along the way. But as we get up in here, by the time we get here, when we get into that box, if we even do, which is about 2.15 to 2.3 trillion, the answer I am going to be, the question I'm going to be answering is, how much am I willing to have here if it all goes tumbling down? There's always been the chance and risk of the market going and tumbling down, right? And just going and going and going and crumbling, and crypto goes to zero. I just haven't felt that that was a probability that would happen. I've felt we're going to retrace. The thing that I got chastised for is that we would retrace. When we get back to the retrace, should we do it? If we do it, how much am I willing to have in the market if it reverses from here and goes crumbling all the way down and we go set new lows in the market, Bitcoin goes to 3K? How much am I willing to have? And so I have to think about those things ahead of time before we get there to say, what strategy am I going to have before I get there? And what actions am I going to take? And it doesn't mean I'm going to miss a lot of the market, right? It means that I am going to completely kill it and crush it all the way up into that level. But beyond there, I'm willing to miss out on 20%, 25% of this market, but I'm going to capitalize on the 200. But will we get through the retraces? I don't know the answer to that. I've been very consistent to say we're going to retrace. But what everybody is going to want the answer to, everyone, will we break the retraces? And here's the very hard reality. And I don't know. I don't have a solid belief if we would or wouldn't. And I don't think any professional who's not just a clout chasing BSer on YouTube or Twitter would tell you with any level of confidence that it will get through there. Because this is where rejections in markets can happen. And I would want to see how the market will respond from here. So I am going to take action to say, and this is how my thoughts are, right? My thoughts are, what can I live with? And this is just how I work. Everybody do your own thing. I don't know what your numbers are. I don't know what you are. What can I live with? What number can I live with right in here to where if I sell here and the market keeps rampaging up, that I won't have nightmares at night and think I screwed myself, right? How much can I sell right here? And if the market keeps rampaging, I'm not mad at myself. And at the same time, how much can I sell here to where if the market turns over and just gets wrecked afterwards, can I live with that and not say to myself, I should have sold more? And that magic number is for everybody. And you're going to have to determine whatever that is, or even if you're going to do anything, if you're just a long-term holder. I'm not even saying do this. But this is how I think and what goes through my brain. I will go through all this crap. I will buy this fear. I will buy all that. But where does blockchain backer get fearful at? Here. That's where I get scared, right? And the more we go up, the more nervous I get because we get closer and closer and closer to it. I don't get scared down here. I ain't scared. As my wife said, as she bought XRP at 51 cents before it plunged to 29. I ain't scared down here, right? But this is where I always get worried. I've even joked with myself. I've been like, you know what? When we get back here and I take some out, I may take like a 2-week break. I may take a 2-week break after that happens. I don't know, but yeah, but that's the area of concern as we get back into those retracement levels. And will I take action? Absolutely, because I have to answer that question for myself. What can I live with selling to where I won't be mad at myself if we keep going up, and I won't be mad at myself if we turn over and crash? That's for everybody's different emotional management and everybody's different financial needs. I don't know your financial needs. I don't know your financial situation. I don't know if you have 2% of your net worth in crypto or if you have 90, right? So like you do your own thing, man. Yeah. All right, there we go. So your question was, are you still exiting your portfolio in a Bitcoin retracement? And I'm not sure if you say exiting portfolio, if you mean selling 100%, that answer is a hard no. Not selling 100%. You think I'm going to let this thing ride on without me? That would be insane. I'm probably going to, my original expectations are probably at around 65% of my portfolio gets taken out in here. And that still seems to be probably appropriate. If I only have 35% in here, and this thing 20x's, boo-hoo. Because 35% here is the equivalent to the exact same USD value of how much I have right here, right? Because we've already gone up 200%. So, all right, we'll move on. Gator says, Gator gifted 5 BCB memberships. Gator, thank you very, very much. Thank you. The Jake Fu Show says, at which retracement level of Bitcoin should alt start launching? I'm not trying to ask when sell. Thanks, BCB. But you're asking when moon. You are. You're asking when Mel. When moon. I just said when Mel. I mixed moon and sell together. At which retracement level should alt start launching? That is a when moon question. And then you joked about not being a when sell question, but it's a when moon. I don't know the day that they're gonna start cranking out. I don't know. I mean, you can look through this. You could look through historical behavior, and they all kind of go on different days, right? This XRP took like an extra month after that, but it's also behaved slightly different in that and performed a little bit better getting back to here, right? Even in here, right? When moon, hopefully, dear God, hopefully now, but. I don't have a when for you. Sorry, brother. And I know it's phrased as what price level will cause that. I don't know that. I don't know what. We've hit 38.1K. That means alts take off at this exact moment. It's still when. I don't know. Riaz says, what are your thoughts on why Bitcoin is moving at the end of the year? Like whales doing this for taxes, tinfoil hat. Oh, I don't know. I mean, just this was the price structure, right? I mean, it moved right on key. I don't really try to read into the timing of the year, stuff like that. You could sit here and say this one was in September and October and November, right? November 5th. Is when it kind of breaks out. Here we are, November 9th, getting going, right? I don't know, though. But thank you, Riaz. Kim589 gifted a BCB membership. Kim, thank you. Thomas Campbell says XTZ was just under XRP on my watch list. I woke up and checked within 10 seconds of opening my eyes and jolted up thinking XRP was 85 cents overnight. Well, Well, that's sad. Why does it have the 10 next to your name? Do you know, Thomas? I don't know. This new thing. I don't know what it means. But thank you, Thomas. AE says, if the stock market reaches a new all-time, will you change your stance on Bitcoin going to an all-time? I've been very clear on that from the get-go. It's just like an if-then statement. It's very simple, right? Mandatory requirements and rules. If you just live your life by rules, if stock market breaks new all-time high, then Bitcoin can break all-time high. Very clear. So yeah, if Dow Jones sets new all-time high, then condition is met for Bitcoin to set all-time high. Will Bitcoin set new all-time high? Don't know. But will condition be met? Yes. Right? There's no condition for Bitcoin to break out into a bull run without the Dow Jones into a new all-time high. No conditions. Your 2013, your 2017, and your 2021 bull run were all in coordination with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And breakouts, not block reward halvings. It's a load of BS that's sold. There's a lot of money that is made from Bitcoin maxis, I put quotes around there, who are selling a lot of stuff to their Bitcoin friends on this narrative of halving being the cause and 4-year cycles, even though the last cycle was 3 years and 4 months. And even though the cycle in 2013 was like 2 years. Okay. Hi, it's Thursday and Bitcoin's at 37,000 and I'm spicy. I'm going to chill out. There we go. 38K, the struggle. The struggle is real. 37.3. If you're looking for 2020 November fractal, XRP needs to move within the next 12 hours-ish. No, it doesn't. Wouldn't XRP lagging behind Bitcoin make that fractal a bit out? No. Flyboy, no. XRP was like a month behind in 2020. Look at it, way over here. There's that same breakout. There's XRP way over here, getting through the retracement levels. Over 2 weeks later. So I wouldn't put that. That you are living, I can tell you right now, if that's how you live your life, by staring at stuff so minuscule like that, and then you're going to make decisions based like that, you're going to get washing machine like crazy, brother. I wouldn't focus that close. But thank you, man. B, frogs with Thursday voiceover, please. I can't, man. I can't overdo it because then I don't want to ruin it for everybody. We love it and appreciate it. And Oscar posted that thing yesterday. It's like, this is my favorite thing. I think about this all the time. I lose sleep over this. I've probably watched that 50 times. I love it. And Craptic says, the man, the myth, the legend, BCB has been talking about this for years. Yes, years. Much love, backer. Keeping emotions grounded since 2019. Heart. Yeah, I think we have crossed 4 years now. I know now November 9th. I believe my first video is either like the 6th, 7th, or 8th of 2019. So my credibility now can be, I have been doing this for like over 4 years. Over 4. I've been doing this before C19. I've been doing this before SEC crashed the price of XRP. But most importantly, way over 4 years. Big Shrimp says, Monero stuck in its range. Is it a laggard? Yeah, it's been concerning with Monero. We could pull up Monero. It's got this like ABC back to the 786 that it just won't get through. I even have an alert on it, like just to not even that I'm going to take any action on Monero, but just to like feel okay with it here. It's been stuck, right? But this, of course, this is the Wyckoff accumulation range that we've seen throughout the whole market. But it has, so far at this point, A, B, C'd to the last retracement level. And man, just get out of there and build a little bit of comfort. And especially get above 187, then it'll be pretty nice. But still just Monero, Sergeant struggle. All right. Thank you, Big Shrimp. Cash me outside. This time is different. XRP is not a security. Technically speaking, it's not. It is different. Yep. Thank you, Cash me outside. Hudson Hill says, hey, BCB, I've been watching your videos every day for the past year. I love your content. Would you invest in BTI Bitcoin short ETF at 50,000-ish? I'm not educated enough on that product to know what the cost of it is, how much value they extract there based on time, what the annual fees are on that. So I'd look and see how much deterioration happens over time. I also, I don't really ever talk about shorting crypto, right? It's something I don't talk about. And I let you guys kind of, you can decide that on your own on if you want to buy a product like that. I don't think I will. I'm not really interested in it. Like people have asked me, am I going to short Bitcoin? And the answer is no. I'm going to short the stock market instead. But that's up to you. Looks like Solana has taken a chill pill. Does that mean I got out okay on Solana? Does that mean I won so far? Hey, okay. But yeah, I'm not buying that product, but I would check all those things. How much how much is the cost of that product? Because they take a percentage of it. Andy Philpott says, "Let's go." Thank you, Andy. And then he drops 5 BCB memberships on the audience. Man, thank you very much, Andy. Thank you, guys. Life of Shane says, good morning, BCB. What are your thoughts now on Ethereum? You haven't talked much about it since your big Ethereum video. Nothing's changed on Ethereum, right? It looks just like the market cap. How are you doing, F? Where are you at? Oh, dang, Ethereum. What time did you send that at? I don't know if you saw, maybe you didn't know. You sent it right there. There you go. Ethereum got a little bit of a pump up above $2,000. Let's go, Ethereum. All about that. It's the same thing as the market caps, right? Wyckoff, right? That whole Ethereum video, we go through all the measurements on what a bottom could be. It's just in Wyckoff. But there you go. Finally. Dude, let's go. Whether you own it or don't own it, man, just, cheer for everything, cheer for good action in the market, because this is just how this market works. Like the more positive signs you can see in the market, the better. Like everybody, everything eventually ends up benefiting. Most. But, even if you don't own F, that's a great thing to see. We're seeing Bitcoin above 27K. We're seeing Ethereum above 2K. One lone wolf ready for his time to shine. And yes, it's a he, not a she. That is XRP. P. All right. No, Ethereum, yeah, no changed thoughts, and I still own all my Ethereum. Terrence Rafferty, I just want to thank you for guiding us, brother. When is our first exit on XRP? It's up to you. When we get to areas of interest, I'll do my best to point them out to you, but you're going to have to make your own calls on your exits. Did I say 27K? My bad. 37K for Bitcoin. It's a she because she takes forever to get ready, says Wheezy. That makes sense. Okay. Just kidding. It's a she. Dorian Gray says, some of us are watching our phones and cannot read the charts. When you are speaking in terms of targets, please tell us the number. Thanks. Yeah, that's impossible. I know what you're saying, man. But it's impossible for me to do that. There's this one guy who's approached me at like every conference, XRP Las Vegas and the Proper Party. He's like, look, I'm in my truck. I can't look at the screen. And when you say here and here and here, it doesn't, I can't know what you're talking about. And there's probably like 500 people right now who are listening saying, thank you. Yes. The problem with it is I've tried it. I talk about so much stuff that we would pause, look over at the prices, and then have to reference the date and reference the price. And I did that on a few videos after XRP Las Vegas, and the tediousness of it and the amount of extra time it added to a video to do that every time we're talking. I think really that the main thing is, I appreciate you guys who are listening in the car and you can't look at the screen and stuff like that. But the reality is this is a visual video. This isn't a podcast. This is a visual video. And I need you to kind of follow along with what I'm showing you, because I'm trying to physically show you all the things that I see. And it's just not possible to sit there and say the price and date of every little spot that we get to. And I do sympathize with those who aren't able to see it on the screen. But this is a visual video. I put a lot of work into identifying things to show them to you. And if we want the flow to seem natural and to be me, that's how it is. Because suddenly the flow of natural totally breaks. I'm not me anymore. I'm like robotic, and I'm just like 64.9 cents on October 18th. That's the price level. Then we head over here and we look at July 13th as the price was slightly below at 63 cents, and then at 74 cents, and then shifting forward to August 2nd as we shift down. It becomes so robotic. It becomes not me anymore. And I have to do just kind of like, I definitely take your feedback into consideration, but I have to enjoy what I'm doing. And I don't like stopping. Listen, I've been doing this for over 4 years. That's, it's a habit that won't break. It is what it is. I accept my imperfection. All right. But thank you for your feedback and for the super chat. Digital Dunt says, hey, BCB, dude, if XRP had never been sued by the SEC and followed the alts, what do you think the current price would be? Thanks, much love. I don't know. It's totally speculation, and I don't live in that fantasy, right? I don't live in that world, That isn't my world. It isn't what happened. They did get sued. Price didn't go up. I just, I don't live in that world. This is the world I'm given. And so I deal. But maybe with a 4.236 extension, but it's literally an answer we'll never know, because that wasn't the reality of life. The simulation or God did not dish us out that reality. Ethereum, $2,038. You know who's waiting? Who's waiting to wake up? You know it. You know who is waiting to wake up. But yeah, Digital Dunce, brother. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe, Ethereum did it, right? Bitcoin did it. Who was the next up in line? Binance Coin did it. XRP did not. Did that play the role into it? Maybe. It's just, we could speculate that it did. It probably did. But do we know that with 100% certainty? It's just unprovable. And so I don't live in that past. I don't live in that. I live in, this is what we got. This is what we're going to deal with and move forward with. But thank you, brother. RuPaul's Wig says, I've been watching since 2021. You've helped me. Money sign, money sign, money sign. I'm glad. Thank you, RuPaul. RuPaul's Wig. Sheldon Alberton, thank you very much. Says, I'm late. I haven't seen the rest of the video. I got to reach. But can you explain leaving link despite it only being 30% of all-time high? Yeah, we went into it. Pretty big detail. Just that this totally a play. this is the level that everything has struggled at. I've mentioned that I am actually really bullish on Link long term. I think like of a success story when it comes to developer data, developer activity, social media engagement. Chainlink's at the top, man. If you're not paying attention, it's like developer growth, developer activity, social media engagement, and excitement. Right? It's got all the elements that you want. Thing is, every asset has struggled right here. We got the Wyckoff accumulation, we got the spring, we got the big old sign of strength and the breakout, but everything has struggled here. And for me, I gotta take a shot. Simple as that. Hold the rest of my 50% of my Link. Hopefully we just surge off into oblivion land with it. But this is where, I essentially have paid myself for every Link that I've ever bought. Every Link I have now is free. 150% gain. Every Link I have is free, plus I made money. And I don't just do that because, that's the mathematics, so it means it's time for me to do it. This is the struggle area. Everything has struggled here in this April of 2022 level. And for that, taking some precautionary steps. If Chainlink fires back down, back to support levels down in here, back in $9, $10, and if this market seems strong, I may re-enter back into Link with more because I like Link. I like the development activity, the development data, and I like how much social media engagement it gets and how much activity it has. It's awesome. But it doesn't change the fact that the price has reached a level that has been a struggle for the whole market. So, and Bitcoin hasn't gotten through that level yet, that 37,400, right? That's this area right here. Have we gotten through that for Bitcoin? Nope. So, and neither has the altcoin market. If anything, also that Chainlink has been ahead of the market. Now, you ask yourself the question on Chainlink, do you say it's ahead of the market because it's ridiculously strong? And it is, where is Chainlink? Where I've lost you. Maybe he was here. Yeah. So you say to yourself, all right, well, is it just ahead of the market and it's super strong and it's going to go plowing off into the stratosphere? And that's why it's ahead of the market. Or is it really only that? Is it really just ahead of the market and it's going to stall out now and the rest of the market's going to catch up? It's an answer that we don't have. But what we know is this is the area that has been the struggle. So, yeah, that is it. That is it. Getting paid, right? Getting paid for that and correctly getting that. And I'm getting paid for Solana, for buying during the FTX collapse. I had a vision, I had a setup and a criteria that I was looking for, and today we've gotten to it. I cheer for both of these assets to keep going higher. I own 50% of my stack. I cheer for them to continue rampaging off into absolute beautiful, glorious gains. But there was a plan involved in here, and the plan has been executed. And hopefully the remaining 50% goes. But my heart won't break if they pull back, right? I got what I needed out of there to feel comfortable. And for everybody, that's their own number, right? I don't know what your numbers are. I know what I emotionally can handle. That's why emotional management, right? I can control my emotions because I know the numbers that make it so I'm not panicking. Newcomers have the very hard part of they're typically all in, all out. And that's why they waffle around so much. They do portfolio erosion because they just keep going all in, all out, and they can't make up their mind because their FOMO and their fear just keeps getting the best of them. I found the numbers that work for me, right? If this thing fires to the moon, I'm not going to be sad about it, right? I've got 50% of my bag at a rock. If this thing plummets to the ground, it's like, cool. All right, that's fine. I got rid of 50%. It's what I thought was going to happen anyway. So, and then I'll just continue holding and wait for another ride up at some point, right? Hopefully. But, yeah. Executed. Thank you, Sheldon. The Fawn says, hey, BCB, I've been watching your markets in the morning since your early days. Thanks for all you do. I know you said you own H-bar. Any thoughts? Thanks. It's just H-bar looks like the rest of the market. It's real low. We'll pull it up. So I've talked about this like with Cardano as well. This style behavior that has happened in here for H bar, very similar to like correction behavior that we saw in 2018, 2019, 2020. For example, this is Ethereum Classics price behavior in here. You've seen me use this prior over here. No, I don't have it. I've deleted it. Really? Come on, guy. Was it at least on here? Am I not on log? Yeah, I've deleted it. That stinks. It was like always my go-to. All right, let's just do this. And I hope it works and it doesn't get all morphed. Nice. All right, so there you go. There you get an idea of this is kind of like how the bottoming of Cardano of Ethereum Classic played out, and the price behavior of Ethereum Classic in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 21. You know, as you guys know, this goes for full 0.236 extension over here on Ethereum Classic, but it gives you kind of a blueprint here of what corrections can look like at the bottom in here. You know, we've seen very similar behavior here for things like Cardano that have pulled down really the exact same amount in here, same similar price behaviors. Jury is still out, right? Are we getting a big rally in here in Cardano, taking you back to where that price level, which is where that price level, is that price level familiar? Right here? April of 2022. It's what we keep talking about over here with Chainlink, right? April of 2022. So that's why Chainlink's gotten ahead of the pack, right? It's already gotten there, right? So we look at other assets and see similar behaviors, that it's very common to go back to that level and then struggle in there. I don't know if that's going to happen. This is C19 afterwards, right? I'm not telling that there's going to be some C19 event that shows up afterwards, but price is rampaging like that, right? For Cardano currently so far. But the idea, very similar over here with H-bar as well. That it's very similar correction style, correction structure happening in here. And this is kind of where we are, really. So heading back up into those levels, the thing that's bad about H-bar, that is a not great thing, is the level of inflation on H-bar. It's absurd. It's over 50, it's 50%. So when you have a 50% inflation, notice how different these charts look. This is the market cap of H-bar. This is the asset price, right? So the asset price itself pulled all the way back down in here. You can see my cursor on the bottom aligning. You can see we've pulled all the way back over here. See this? The asset pulled all the way down and lost a tremendous of value versus the market cap. So you can kind of like draw a line of where this asset is currently right now. It's literally like right at that breakout that happened right there. September 8th. So we're at September 8th pricing. It's like right there. So you can see that the market cap is where it was at September 8th. Or excuse me, that's not September 8th, that's August. August 2nd. right there. So it's right here at August 2nd of 2021, the market cap, but the asset itself is way down below. The asset, just due to inflation, has lost 71% of its value. Just to catch up to like where it should be, it has to rise 250% to make up for all the inflation that has happened over the course of this time. That's not good, man. Like 50%, not good. Like, I'm willing to, I grabbed some in here because I anticipated that this whole market's moving up together right now as we're getting a big spike happening in here. And I think there would be a percentage move there for H bar. But that's a long-term problem that is clearly devaluing H bar, the level of inflation that it does have, and that it's down 71% just based on inflation. And like the asset itself is holding up fine. The price of the asset's holding up just fine. But the price chart looks like death because of inflation. Right? This thing has held up tremendously well, sitting above the lows over here, right, from back in July, which is right here. But instead, the assets just plummeted. So, if you know their supply schedule, if there's an improvement to the inflation that's coming sometime soon, and I get it, not everybody owns H bar, but I think this is just a good example if you're not looking at inflation rates of assets that you do own, and you're like, I'm going to long-term hold this because I believe in this project. Well, you better make sure long-term holding doesn't devalue it like H bar did, because those are real problems. All right, moving on. Philip Mann. Dang, I'm behind. Okay, I got to go. I got to move faster because we're at an hour and 26 minutes, and I'm not even close. How far behind am I? I'm 52 minutes behind in the super chats. All right, guys, we got to move fast. I'm not going to be able to pull up all altcoins and all that kind of stuff. Philip Mann says, glad everyone made it here. Let the gains begin. Thank you, Philip. Member 5 months. Philip Mann gifted a BCB membership. Thank you, Philip. Robert 702. Can this push in Bitcoin be an ABC up correction with equal waves? Takes us to 50K following 5 waves down from November 1st. Possibly. Whatever the wave structure is, just retracement levels. Crypto Upser, member for 3 months. Bro, you making me laughing with frog song teasing. Haha, people are looking at me kind of weird. Oh, you must be at work. Bread Garlic House. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I apologize to you guys. I'm so far behind. You guys probably super chatted these almost an hour ago, waiting for me to address it. And I just haven't yet. And I apologize for that. It was very busy. And I didn't realize how far behind I was. Dale Kansky said, BCB, would you say Wyckoff on the small time frame for XRP since the November 6th high? Cheers. I do not like doing analysis on short-term time frames like this. I have way too many people that are there to hop on anything. To say, see, he doesn't know anything. That I am very, very not naive enough to play on the 15-minute time frame charts or a tiny range like this and try to identify Wyckoff in the matter of a 2 or 3 day period. You can have a lot of noise in that short of a time period. But thank you, Dokansky, my brother, big supporter of the channel. I appreciate it, sir. Niall Fernandez, thank you very much. No message, but super chat. Oh, then he followed it with one. Thank you very much, Niall. Press that like button, dudes, in support of BCB recting the 12Kers. Thank you. It was generous, and I appreciate it. Weaver Sun says, hey, backer, curious if you're staking your XPunk. Do you participate in things that you have to get utility from on any NFTs that you own? Hit the like, no, I just store all mine. I haven't staked any of them. I have not. I almost did it, like when they started it, but then I just never got around to it. So I don't know. Maybe I should. I mean, I'm not selling it, right? Joshua O'Brien says, BlackRock news, Ethereum ETF, forcing the Bitcoin Ethereum rotation. I don't care. ETF stuff. Joey Burton has done some TA, and he says there's a 0% chance that BCB takes a break at the retrace levels. We'll see. Al Farhat says, where are you rotating your Solana and Link USD to? I'm leaving it in USD for now. Like I've said, I've wanted to hedge, build a bigger hedge on the stock market. So I'm trying to decide if that's where I'm going to go. Right now, it's not being rotated currently right now. Thank you, Ali. Or Ali. Sure says, I'm super shorting the stock market. There we go. Thank you, Sheriff. Alejandro says, what's Ethereum's retrace levels? Sure, we can take a look at that. All right, so we know all the struggles so far in this market have been this area right here at about $3,000, maybe a little bit less, but at about 3K. But full retracement levels are all the way up in here. And it's probably about appropriate just because Ethereum, yeah, it had some inflation in here, but then it's had some deflation in here. It's probably right around here still, even based on the market cap. So I'd take a look at the market cap. But even so, 618's at 33.45 up to $3,700 in here seems to be the areas of a retracement level. I will take profits on Ethereum as well. But I also am very, very intrigued to see if, my own bear case is wrong. And you guys have seen me do this. There you go. Right? Is this Ethereum's own super cycle? And was that pit stop number 1 for the insanity? So either way, I will be selling some here, and I'm going to be answering that question for myself, like we mentioned earlier in the stream. What am I willing to have here that I'm willing to let just crumble to the ground, but also be exposed and be okay if it goes to the moon, right? And that's going to be kind of where my thoughts are at as we get back into retracement levels. But hopefully, Ethereum is on its way. 2045 LFG. Again, only one waiting behind. The one to make retail investors the most angry they've ever been until one day they wake up and they say, I knew it the whole time. I cried a lot, but I knew it. I knew it. All right. Completely butchered. I thought it was Aunt Cropic, right? I thought that's what it was. Cryptco says, hey, BCB, will you be selling a percentage of your XRP based on retracement levels of XRP all-time high of $2 from the previous bull run? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. So like these other things all had their big bull runs in 2021, right? Chainlink had a big bull run in 2021. Solana had a big bull run. Bitcoin had a big bull run. Ethereum had a big bull run. So we're talking about all these things that have had these big bull runs and going into these retracements. I'm probably going to be a little bit more risky with XRP to get that big move that it was not afforded to in 2021, especially now that it has the regulatory clarity. So I'll be a little bit more willing to take a serious shot there with my XRP. Sherv, 808R. Okay. I think I got it, Aunt. I hope. Or is it Ontocropic? Jeff Warlick, thank you very much, brother. New member. Ski Rich, Ethereum over 2K. Don't listen to the FUD. Love you, BCB. Thank you very much, Ski Rich. Matt Smith, my man, 702er. You are the GOAT, brother. Let's get paid. Appreciate you, BCB. We will give you 10 days off after the exit, but that's it. Okay, sweet. I at least have that negotiated into my contract. Cool. Terrence Rafferty, when is the XRP community first proper celebration moon cruise? That'd be dope. The cruise would be dope. True story. I am an adult, believe it or not. I feel like I've lived a pretty decent, knocking on 40 over here. I've never been on a cruise in my life. So that'd be cool. Ryan Fettis, BCB, if True Top was April of 2021, should we use that when finding fib retracement levels? Thanks for everything. I mean, it's a very good question, right? That is the $1 million question. Yeah. I think you kind of probably have to take a mix of both, right? The thing is that I think what we saw all right, goodbye, Tether. One thing that was very interesting about the 702 retracement on Bitcoin's market cap from November was the euphoria level of why that number will be so euphoric. And it's a perfect place for retail to buy the top. And it's a perfect place for Bitcoin to make national news again, and for financial media to lure in retail investors, moms and dads, everybody normal, and bring them back in and get them to buy the top as they get distributed on for a second time. And the reason why that particular level is so perfect based on November of 2021 is that that particular level, the 702 retracement, is literally the $1 trillion mark to the T. Can't script it, man. It's crazy. 702 happens to be exactly $1 trillion. And there's a perfect narrative, perfect headline, perfect YouTube videos galore to say Bitcoin's a $1 trillion market cap. And it just so happens to be the 702 retracement from the November of 2021 peak. So, yeah, your question is valid. I don't know the answer, but I have observed that. And that's funny. So, okay. We are at an hour and 37 minutes into this video. I have yet to, of course, shill bcbacker.com or my newsletter. But it's an exciting day out there with Bitcoin above $37,000. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I hope you enjoyed my content today. It's a little bit longer now. Like, this is what happens when I make, so this is why I try to keep them at an hour. Cause that way, like, I'm like, okay, let's be fresh now and go record a video at 2 hours. You probably just heard me yawn a minute ago. I need some coffee. But yeah, otherwise, I'm going to start wrapping it up. Of course, you guys check out bcbacker.com for over 40 videos and 11 hours of content from me. Just videos galore over here teaching you about stuff. I recorded it very similar to my YouTube channel. It's not PowerPoint presentations to bore you to death, but it's me. And there's downloadable PDFs on there if you're interested in that. Learn about setting up charts and the historical behavior of the crypto market. Of course, I got a newsletter. You guys have heard a lot about this lately, talking about comparing the performance of the altcoin market when it comes to like shopping the top 20 by market cap on CoinMarketCap versus the top 20 by development activity. Did a case study in here. Turns out the development activity coins, significantly outperformed the top 20 by market cap, and that this market does a very poor job of ordering the assets in the top 20 of the market cap by what is really actually doing the best underneath the hood, and that's really going to be your development activity. We also go through, so we do a case study of 2021. Then we also go through what are the ones currently right now, as this was written on October 30th. What are the ones at that time right now that are the top 20 by development activity versus the top 20 by market cap? Otherwise, I'll get started on a video today. Hopefully we'll get it finished by the day. Otherwise, you can check out this other content from me, and I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I missed your super chat, I do want you to know I apologize. It was not intentional, but I think I got everybody. But if I missed you, I'm so sorry. And I hope you all have a great day. And I'll check in with you soon. And we'll just keep poking at those 12Kers over there on Twitter. All right. We're done. Keep your eyes on XRP as Ethereum goes for the breakout. It's the only one that's waiting for its turn. We'll see how it goes. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this live stream and give it a thumbs up. We are just shy of 2,000. We're so close. Your like can help push us over that line. Please like this live stream and give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As Michael J. Love says, hit the freaking like button. It's free. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not an investment advisor or a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.